Hi, everybody. In this video, we'll be talking about whole part whole, which is a super effective low prep strategy for planning reading activities. Okay, so here is a paragraph that is written in Somali. Your task is to read it. You can pause the video if you need to, and we'll talk about it after you've read it. So what does this paragraph say? What was it about? Were you able to sound it out? For example, Radso maklumatka sido wen lu kore io la da wado la degesto, etc. And did that sounding out help you understand it? So you just experienced a bottom-up approach, which assumes that meaning exists on the page. In this approach, readers try to sound out words, just like I did trying to read the Somali. Readers use individual parts to make meaning. So really looking at the letters, the words, the grammatical structures to try and extract meaning from it. And I don't know if you felt this, but I felt like I needed to know, I didn't know which words were important and which words weren't. So I felt like I needed to know all of the words to understand it. That's common in this bottom-up approach. It's called bottom-up because we're starting with the smallest parts. We can think of the bottom-up approach as trying to put together a jigsaw puzzle without having seen the image on the puzzle box that gives us an idea of what it's supposed to look like. So we're just trying to put together this picture with the puzzle pieces without knowing what it's supposed to look like. So here we have the full text that paragraph came from. And using our understanding of texts as proficient readers, we can probably guess that this is a brochure. So again, please pause the video to read, and I'm going to have comprehension questions for you after. Okay, so question 1, what is this brochure about? Let's look back at it. The answer is number 3, because we can see ilaha, ilaha, ilaha represented in all 3 of the columns. We don't know what it means, but we know it's about ilaha. Question 2, how many types of ilaha are listed? Let's go back, 5, 4, or 3. Well, I'm going to guess it's 3 because I see ilaha, ilaha, ilaha. I'm going to guess 3. Okay, so how much do these ilaha cost? Let's go back and look. I'm going to guess that they're free because I don't see any dollar signs. And so I'm using my understanding of text to guess that since I don't see dollar signs, there's probably not a price listed. So probably they're free. So here it is in English. What's ilaha? It's resources. And we were right. We've got 1, 2, 3 resources, and we still don't see any price listed. So we can assume, oh, here we go. It's free. There we go. So without understanding any of the words on the brochure, except for the ones in English, we were able to get enough meaning from it to be able to answer these comprehension questions. This is an example of a top-down approach, which holds that meaning is created by the reader as they interact with the text. We bring our prior knowledge, what we already know about the world, to the text, and we predict meaning, we confirm or reject expectations, we develop theories, and we use clues like knowing that it's a brochure, looking at the headings, looking at the photos to predict meaning before processing the parts or trying to sound out the words. So we can think of this as putting together the jigsaw puzzle with the image of the puzzle on the box. So we've got something to help guide our piecing together of the puzzle or of the text. When we put top down and bottom up together, we can call it whole part whole, where we start with a meaningful text and we build context around it so that students can connect with the topic, relate to it with what they already know, and use those clues like heading and pictures to help them think about what the text might be about. This also includes reading for gist, reading for big ideas or main ideas. Then we can look at the parts. This is where we read for details. We might look at grammar. We might work on pronunciation or read out loud. And then finally, we come back to the whole text for expansion activities, where we're helping students relate this text back to the real world. So this might be conversations about the text, emotional reactions, creating a role play, writing assignments, etc. This whole process helps students develop reading skills that will serve them well outside of class. Rather than focusing on sounding words out or just reading without comprehension, this helps develop the skills of using all of the wealth of information, connecting background information, rather than just the stuff on the page. So you may be wondering how to do this. Luckily, we have done all of this for you. So let's take a look. This already exists on the teacher resources page. Let's look at where you can find it. Okay, so here I am on the Ella teacher resources page. I'm going to scroll down here to full lesson plans and units. And here we have reading, grammar, and dialogue-based lesson plans that can be filled in with your chosen topic. These are for in-person, these are for Zoom. You'll notice that they have a lot of repetition. They include a lot of repetition, which might seem like too much. But remember that repetition is super important for Ella. And so I challenge you to try these templates as written and see how your class does with the repetition. Do they get bored? Do they seem engaged? Adjust as needed, but base that decision on your class's reaction rather than on your assumption of what your class might need. Get the data from the students before making assumptions about the speed to go at. I'll link those activity templates in the newsletter as well. And again, there's beginning, intermediate, advanced, and a special one for reading the news. I hope that you'll give the whole part whole approach a try in your classes this month and let me know how it goes.